What's up guys, welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to continue our companion AI series. So what I said in the last video that I was going to do is I'm going to make the AI basically shoot each other. But I have something to do first. Basically, you know the logic that I had, that I got the enemy AI to find kind of a step to walk towards to. And then they're going to kind of track the closest player to them. And they're going to make them their target. So what I did basically, I did them for them, but I didn't do that for my AI. So I kind of want them to follow around with me until they identify a target. And if they identify a target, they're going to shoot it. So I'm going to need to do that. But one thing that I want to do is my companion AI, I'm going to double click that open. I'm going to want them to sync their target with my target. So basically, if there is an enemy that is shooting at me, I'm gonna want my companion to kind of make that his target, because you know a target might engage me, but they might not be in the range of my AI to percept them. So I want to kind of share that information. So first thing I want to do is go into the enemy AI, and I need to make a small fix. So go back over here to on perception, and I kind of do this to the targets in range, but I only gonna want to add to this array if these actors are me or my companion. I do not want them to make their target themselves, because if you notice, if I play, they kind of are stuck looking at each other. That's because they are identifying both of them as a target, and I kind of don't want that. So I'm gonna go into my over here into my array. I have a for each loop that is checking basically the closest actor, and then I'm setting the target. I kind of want to ignore this. Actually, it might be easier if I'm just going to disconnect over here on the perception, and I'm going to let me see the best way to do this. I'm gonna set it anyway as it was. I'm gonna create some space, and I'm gonna do a for each loop with that array. That basically gonna get the length. Actually, there's no need. I think I'm just gonna check if this is equal to, I am not sure if this is going to work, but if this is equal to enemy AI. So basically, if this is equal to enemy AI, I do not want to add it, so I rather remove it. So I'm just going to go over here to this array, the target's in range, and I'm just going to remove index. Let me just get a little bit space over here. So if it's true, I'm going to want to remove the index. If it's false, I want to do nothing. And once this is completed, I want to tell them that we have a target. And I'm going to do another check before I do this. I'm going to do a branch, and I'm going to get the length of this new array, and I'm going to check if this length is bigger than 0. If this length is bigger than 0, that means that we do have people in our target list, so we want to say we do have a target. If it's false, meaning there are no people in range, I want to say that we do not have a target. And I want to basically activate movement. And I actually don't need to do that, because that is doing automatically up here. So that is okay. So if we do this now and we test this, we should make our AI not follow each other. And you can see that they are following me without a problem. Either me or my companion over here. They're not following each other. If I do this, they keep following me. Or my companion. So that's great. I fixed that. So what do I want to do now? So now I might want to get this kind of logic into my companion AI. But I think the way that I'm going to do it is that I'm going to make my companion not to engage enemy targets if the enemy targets do not engage me. So I'm going to get into my third person character, and I'm going to create a new variable that I'm going to call let me see. I'm just gonna call it the target because I think that makes sense. So if we have a target that someone is shooting at us, we're gonna store it in this variable. It's gonna be of the type enemy AI. And the way that we're gonna fill this is basically we're gonna have to do something first. So let's say we have this movement that we get around the player. And now I want to do on the event tick. Basically I want to get from the player, so I'm just going to get the player character. I'm going to cast to my third person character, and I'm going to get the target. Now I'm going to check, well, is this valid? If this is valid, meaning we have a target. If it's not valid, we do not have a target. So I'm just going to go over here into the enemy AI. And I think I'm just going to add an AI perception to our companion AI. Actually, I don't think we need that because our AI is not really going to percept anything. We are going to be the ones telling them about the target. So if this is valid, we're going to create a new variable. You're going to call it as target. It's going to be a boolean. I'm going to set this to true, and if it's not valid, meaning the AI won't have a target, I'm going to turn that to false. And now I'm just going to want to make them shoot each other, and the way that I'm going to do that is basically I'm going to go into the enemy AI, you probably create a timer on the event begin play. I think that might be the best. So I'm just going to call a set timer by event, and I'm basically going to create a custom event. I'm going to call this fire at target, and I'm just going to pull this a little bit up. So this timer, basically the number that we're going to put here is the fire rate of our AI. So I'm just gonna make it, I guess, shoot once per second. I'm gonna say it loops, and I'm gonna want them basically, first I want to know, well, do we have a target? And if we don't have a target, we don't want to do anything. But if we do have a target, I'm just gonna do a line trace by channel. That is going to start, I guess, on the actor location. If you, for example, have the weapon mesh, you'll make this start on that weapon, basically. But I'm just gonna work with the roots of the actors, and I'm going to end on something that is going to be getting the target, and this target, let me see. We want to get find, let's just click on the graph, find lookout rotation, and just gonna get the actor location as well. Connect this up, and we want the target to be, the target and the start over here. Actually, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm sorry. We don't need this node. You just need to connect this to the end. That's enough. We're just going to create an array from ourselves to our target. Just let me create more room. There you go. That's going to be quite enough. So every second, that's going to be our fire rate. We're going to fire an array to our target. And basically, we're going to break And I'm just going to say, well, this is actor, let's cast to the third person character. So this third person character is going to be ourselves. And if this is true, we're going to set the target. And we're going to want to set it to the AI that is shooting. If this cast fails, I'm just going to cast again to my companion AI. And if this is also true, I'm gonna get the player character, and then I'm going to cast to the third person character. I guess I don't need to convert to pure cast. What I need to do is just go over here, set the target, and make that to ourselves. So this basically makes our enemy AI shoot at me or my companion AI, depending on who is the target. Now I'm just going to set this draw debug type for duration, so we hopefully can see that happening in game. Just going to press F2 so we can see that. So as you can see, he's kind of firing arrays at their target. If I get into position, they're going to start firing at me. And there you go. Well, what the fuck happened? Okay. Well, that's interesting. He's still kind of firing at their own friends. Well, that's not very good. Let me just go into the enemy AI. And this check should be working, I guess. I mean, I guess we're doing this on the event tech, and this is only doing on perception. Okay, but it should be working anyway. What is the problem? Can I do a get type, or I guess get class? There you go. If this class is equal to enemy AI, then we want to remove. Maybe this will work because we're kind of getting a reference, and then I'm getting this class itself. So really the enemy AI. Let's see if that works better. Going to F2, and as you can see, he's kind of roaming around. He's ignoring that guy, and now they're both firing at me. They're firing on my companion AI. I don't know why is that guy not switching to my companion AI. Wait, what the hell is my AI doing? Okay, my AI, I think they got bugged. So my eye is now being shot at. If I go over here, I'm gonna get in the line of sight of this guy, I guess. So it's gonna start shooting. My eye seems to be stuck. If my eye gets stuck, okay, I think I know why. Let's go into our companion AI, and here on the movement you got a non-fail that I'm not plugging into anything. And I'm just going to plug the on-fail into the branch. And I guess I'm going to do the same thing on my enemy AI. So find where we are actually moving up here, and connect the on-fail to our delay. So that should be working. But now that we have our enemies shooting at they are ignoring their friends. So the enemy AI is ignoring, you know, their equal, or like of the same type. And they are shooting at their target, so either me or my companion AI. Now we want to make our companion AI shoot back. So what we gotta do is basically do this exact same thing we did up here. So we can just copy and paste this, I believe. So let's get all of this, plus the timer. Let Control C this, go into our companion AI, and paste that. And we need to set this timer on begin play. Oh, we have already doing that. Okay, it's fine. This is gonna be kind of weird because it's gonna be a mess, but it will work. There you go. And now we kind of got to fix this nodes. So let's substitute this node for as target. And let's, get a new target. I guess we don't have a target yet. We need to go over here and basically let's just right click on this and promote to a variable. And let's call this a target. Oh, I misspelled target. There you go. And if the target is valid, we're gonna set it to the one that is in our player. And if it's not valid, we're just gonna clear this variable. And okay, these errors are from over here, and we just need to get our target from over here. So connect this up to the bottom get actor location to the end. This self needs to be updated. Actually, these casts are wrong. So I'm just going to delete this. So our companion AI is going to fire at our target. And if this either actor is of the type enemy AI, we are going to, let me just check again. Well, I guess we don't really need to do anything. So over here, it will be the thing that will do, for example, apply damage. So we would start by applying damage here. So I'm just going to say 20. And we can kind of do the same thing over on the enemy AI. So we would apply damage. So we'll get our target, apply damage. Let's connect both of these setters into this, because whatever is this that we connect into ourselves or our companion, we do want to apply damage. So I'm just going to say default 20 over here. And plugging this in, it's not going to kill us because we do not have anything that handles death, basically. But now if we play, we should see our own companion AI shooting back once it has a target. Oh, but he's not. Let me see why. Oh, I think I know why. That's because although we are doing this, if as a target is true, we are never resetting basically this. Before we do any of this, we want to check so I'm just going to reconnect this. We only want to move our player if we do not have a target. So that's it. Let's see if that happens. So this is kind of difficult to see, but it doesn't seem to be working. And yeah, I think I missed another thing. We need to make so if we do have a target over here, I think I know a cool way to do this. Let's get as target. Let's do a select, and let's connect this into this get actor. And if as a target is false, we're just going to do the player. If it is true, we're going to get the direction of our target. And let me just check this on the event tick. Oh, okay, so I think I should plug this into false and ignore this. And just drag from the false on this branch into the cast to the third person character, because we were missing out information. Now let's play again. And I've been shot at, and he seems to be following me around the same way. So for some reason this target is not updating, or this variable. So target is never coming true. Why is that? So our enemy AI, when you shoot, if we are the third person character, we're setting the target to themselves, and that should be setting it to be true. And they're the same thing. Okay, so I'm definitely missing something here on my companion AI. I don't really know what it is. But the thing is, this variable ain't even updating because he's not stopping when he has a target. He's not stopping the movement. So I do not know. Well, I guess I can need to get my character movement and stop movement immediately. So if we do find a target, I'm just gonna stop the movement. But I need to find a way to know why is there you go, he's being shot at, and I'm being shot at, but he's not losing his focus on me. I want him to focus on the AI, and he's not even shooting. And okay guys, I think the video is a little bit too long, so I'm gonna pause and actually try to debug this, and I'll get back to you when I know what's happening. Okay guys, so I just figured that out. The problem was very simple. It was because of the collision that the line trace wasn't detecting the player. What you need to do is go into this line trace by channels that we did on our enemy AI and our companion AI. You need to switch the trace channel to camera. Do the same thing on the companion AI. And I'm just going to go over here and delete this print string that I was doing for testing. You do not have this, so don't worry. Just make sure all the line trace by channels are set to trace channel camera. Compile everything, and then if you play, you see that I got shot and my AI immediately stopped and basically started shooting. So you can see that I'm being shot at, I'm losing health, but you can also see that my AI here is receiving shots, and you can see that if I receive some shots, he's going to update his target to who is causing damage to me. So because this is an AI that is basically serving me, unquote, he's going to focus his fire on who is shooting me, not himself. So he's going to switch target, but now he's just standing still, and both the AIs are. So, but you can see that they are shooting their target, shooting who they are supposed to, and they are dealing damage. So in the next video, I'm going to see if I can make them, adjust position, because you can see these line traces are going through and they are stopping on the static mesh. So they're basically shooting through walls, and they're not causing any damage to me. So what I'm going to do in the next video, I'm going to try and create a way for them to kind of move. So if he's not hitting me, this AI is going to move, for example, over here, so he can get an angle and can actually eat us. So it should create a little bit more dynamic interaction. But you can see that we've got the basic code for setting up AI, and for them to our AI to defend us, and the enemy AI to shoot who is closest, basically. So I'm gonna leave it on this video because it's already 25 minutes. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.